Hello there, welcome to CoreTV News on the Hour. I am Gift Ogete. Nigeria's anti-graft agency, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, has declared a German of Pakistani extraction wanted. EFCC says Amzad Mahmood is wanted for alleged involvement in a petroleum subsidy scam. The commission's spokesman, Wilson Wujaren, described the German as an international petroleum trader whose company is involved in the case, which two Nigerians, Arubamidele and Abiodun Bankole, are standing trial in Lagos. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says it has no powers to stop former Ekiti State Governor Ayo Fayose from seeking a return to Government House in spite of corruption charges against him. The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party is standing trial for allegedly diverting over 800 million naira during his first time as governor. But EFCC Chairman Ibrahim Lamode insists that only the Independent National Electoral Commission can stop Fayose. The police have deployed 2 helicopters and other high-tech equipment to Ekiti State for the June 21st governorship election. This is in addition to a number of police personnel who would be on election duty on that day. Inspector General of Police Mohammed Abubakar says the operatives have a clear order to stop potential troublemakers.
To keep that to our chest so that we can do our best. But I tell you, it's one of the highest numbers you can ever expect that we're going to deploy for this election. More than any other state that we have been. Because we must look at history. Some of us who are opportune to be in Ondo State in 1983, during the Moboros election, we know what has happened and we are doing everything to ensure that it's prevented and election is free and fair without any violence.
The All Progressives Congress has raised the alarm over alleged plot by the presidency and the police to slam trumped-up charges against its leaders in Ekiti State. In a statement by the State Director of Media and Publicity, Segun Dikpe, the party says there are strong indications that a special squad of top police officers from Abuja had arrived Ekiti to put APC leaders out of circulation ahead the June 21st governorship election in the state. APC says the move was an outcome of meeting held at the Ekute Ado Ekiti home of the chieftain of the People's Democratic Party. The allegation followed the June 8th brawl between the police and the APC supporters in Ado Ekiti, which led to the death of one Taiwo Akinola. The statement ordered that as a prelude, the Commissioner for Integration and Intergovernmental Affairs, Fumini Afuye, a lawyer, was assaulted and whisked away to Abuja on a trumped-up charge of shooting Taiwo Akinola while attempting to absolve the alleged culprit, Gabriel Selenkere. APC says top on the list of those to be arrested on false charges stumbled upon include the interim chairman of the party in the state, Jide Awe, and the chief of staff to the governor, Yemi Adaramodu. With the June 21st governorship just around the corner, indications are already emerging that Inyi Ekiti will be a political flashpoint. Concerned the indigenes has lashed out at a press conference credited to the officials serving under Governor Kaude Fahimi, saying the community is not in support of Okpeyemi Bamidele. Rashid has more in this report presented from our studios.
In an earlier press release, George Ojo, the chairman of the Ekiti State House of Assembly Commission, who is also an indigene, says Okpeyemi Bamidele has not contributed to the community, a statement dismissed by the concerned indigenes.
We shall endeavor to set the record straight. The purpose of those who read their misguided and unguided statements. Honorable Okpeyemi Bamidele ranks within the first 3 in the hierarchy of those who have contributed financially towards the development of Adia town in Ekiti.
The indigenes also declared as null and void earlier opposition by some people, saying he is not in support of Bamidele.
We want to let the whole world see the grain from the shaft. The press release issued by the aforementioned therefore should be seen as a figment of their own imagination, fabricated, concocted, and maliciously presented.
Ogundari pledged the support of the community for Bamidele as one of the indigents in Fayemi's government who spoke on behalf of others reacted to the endorsement.
And in people, home and abroad, are solely behind Honorable Bamidele.
The problem with MOB is that it doesn't have a chance. Because the election that we are doing now is a scientific one. Before we go to the polls, we already know our strengths, and that is why he's scared. The truth of the matter is that MOB is riding a sinking ship. He has no chance for survival. If he likes himself, this is the best time to get out before he perishes.
However, political observers are waiting to see the outcome of this development on the governorship poll. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ekiti.
The people of Ekiti living in Ondo State under the auspices of Ekiti Development Union has played host to Kayode Fayemi and his second-term bid for the governorship of Ekiti State. Again, correspondent Rashid brought back those details.
While receiving Governor Fayemi in Akure, leadership of the union says endorsing Fayemi is imperative due to the transformation strides in Ekiti.
I mean, it's going to be it's going to make a resounding, overwhelming success, victory over any other thing. Over 80% of Ekiti are going for him. And I can assure you that over 85% of Ekiti will vote for him on Saturday.
The governor expressed gratitude to the union and stated that the endorsement is another call to serve Ekiti people.
The whole point of asking for a second term is to consolidate on all the gains we have made and to ensure that we do not suffer any reversal in our state. Ekiti State must go forward. Ekiti State cannot retrogress because our people are desirous of consolidating the developmental transformation that has taken place.
Eminent sons of Ekiti in Ondo State spoke glowingly of Fayemi's administration as the Director General of the Fayemi Campaign Organization described the endorsement as a good development for Ekiti people come June 21st.
It's an embodiment of truth, an embodiment of hard work, and an embodiment of good performances.
The destination, there will be a homecoming one day when they will have to come back home. And if they're going to come back home, they should prepare for the home that they're coming back to. And so, because of this linkage, it is strategic that they be a part of the...
Ekitis living outside the state are expected to come home and perform their civic responsibility come June 21st. Rashid, CoreTV News, Akure, Ondo State.
Not less than 1,000 members of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC in Kwara on Sunday in Ilorin defected to the People's Democratic Party PDP. The defectors, who were from the 7 wards in Ilorin West local government area, were received by Alhaji Mustapha Isowo, State Vice Chairman Central of the PDP, at Alore in Ajikobi Ward, Ilorin. Isowo expressed happiness that new members took the courage to leave APC for PDP and assured them of equal treatment. CoreTV News gathered that the defectors surrendered their APC membership cards to Isowo, who gave them PDP cards in return. He advised the new members to register as voters when voters' registration commences in the state, assuring the new members that with PDP, they would actualize their dreams and aspirations, adding that PDP is the only party in the country owned by the people. Chairman of the National Orientation Agency, Mike Omeri, says the need to evolve the right strategy to rescue alive the over 200 girls abducted from Chibok, Borno State is what separates them from freedom. The Chief of Defense Staff, Alex Bade, had last month said the security leadership had located where members of Boko Haram were holding the abducted girls. Bade also said the military would not use force to release the girls because of the need to prevent the insurgents from killing them. The NOA boss buttressed the point by drawing from 2 rescue operations in the northern parts of the country. While one, according to him, was successful, the other resulted in the killing of Italian and English victims. Meanwhile, the leader of the Chibok community in Abuja, Sambido Abana, has called on the federal government to heed the advice of those that are urging it to negotiate with Boko Haram sect for the release of the over 200 schoolgirls that were abducted over 2 months ago. The community leader says former President Olusegun Obasanjo was right in his observation that many of the girls may not be seen again in view of the delay in their rescue. Political analysts have described the request for the extradition of the Nyanya bombing mastermind Sadiq Oguche as a step in the right direction, urging the federal government to pursue the course with vigor. Speaking during a visit to our Lagos studios, Akintoye Branko Rhodes and Achike Chude says the Nigerian government should not be frustrated in the efforts to bring Oguche to book.
The only way forward is for the Nigerian government to diligently present their case in terms of the investigations they've carried out to ensure that that young man was at that location or masterminded the Nyanya bombings. Now, that is the onus. That's where I think the responsibility lies now for the government to meritably prove its case for extradition. And I hope, in the light of the sentiments in the country right now and the gradual diminishing confidence in the state, in the state's ability to hold things down, I hope that the state will rise up to the challenge of promptly articulating their position and extraditing that young man and causing him to face justice.
So I want to believe that the Sudanese government is committed to ensuring that a man that has committed such a heinous crime, has no business within their country, and they should, at the earliest time that they settle some of the processes that are involved, that they ensure that he's immediately repatriated to Nigeria to face the punishment that he thoroughly deserves in the country. So I do not expect any form of resistance from the Sudanese government.
The Nigeria Labour Congress has decried federal government's handling of the Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union strike, which is in its 5th month. In his keynote address at the NLC National Administrative Council meeting held in Ado-Ekiti, the NLC President Abdul Wahid Omar explained that the federal government has not shown enough commitment to the demands of the teachers. Rashid monitored the meeting in Ado-Ekiti and filed in this report.
President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Abdul Wahid Omar, frowns at the federal government's present odd stance on the demand of the colleges of education and polytechnic lecturers.
The relationship between Labour in general and the federal government is cordial, except, as I always say, that there are issues, and we always, when issues arise, we put them across. What we need to see is quick responses to those things. But no doubt that in very many areas we have issues. We make representation. There are responses.
He stressed that the federal government must apply human face in its relationship with workers, particularly the polytechnic and colleges of education lecturers.
The most important thing is quick response to demands, and look at them rather than when people come with demands, you just say, no, go to hell. As long as there's continued dialogue and you continue to resolve problems gradually, then life continues.
The NLC boss expresses total support for the action of the striking workers and asks the federal government to step up its game at ending the strike.
We had expected that the president would have intervened in the same manner he intervened the issue of ASU. But we are still following. Perhaps we had written a letter. There's nothing stopping us from also once again reminding Mr. President that let him intervene so that the issue of the strike of these very major areas will be a thing of history. But my hope is that federal government will also respond appropriately.
The federal government, according to Omar, must be ready to commit sufficient funds to the development of all arms of the education sector.
A marketing classic dubbed first of its kind by its publisher has been launched in Lagos. The book dwells on how to survive in today's world of marketing. Oluwaseyi Adegoke has more in this report presented from our studios.
The book, titled Kill or Get Killed, focuses on strategies to adapt in order to make wave in the competitive marketing world. Author of the book, Kolawole Oyeyemi, opens up on the motivation behind the book.
It's a desire to leave a legacy for marketing practitioners and to ensure that we're able to tell our own stories and show how global principles of marketing, global concepts of marketing have been, customized to the African environment using practical examples of brands and the kind of warfare and battles that have happened in Nigeria, in Kenya, and some other African countries to show that while marketing is a global concept, the principles are global in orientation, but the adaptation of the practice must be customized to the environment where you operate.
Oyeyemi describes the book as a warfare of shareholding struggle in marketing.
The kind of lessons I'm looking for that abounds in East and West Africa, I can't find them as much as I would want to find them in South Africa. And so what you find in the book is an aggregate of knowledge about brands marketing, about the warfare amongst brands in these countries.
Publisher and marketing expert Akin Adeoya says the book is a major breakthrough in the Nigerian marketing mix.
In terms of hands-on, professional, scholarly, well thought out, verifiable book on Nigerian brands, analyzing the stories that we've seen over the last 10, 20 years. We're all familiar with the stories of the contentious challenge on the stock market.
I personally, published this book. I edited and all that. I had my reservations the first time when I was told about the book, and I was like, this is going to bore me to death. But then, when I started reading it, I was wowed. I had to give the author a call, and I was like, this reads like a book that will be written by a Harvard Business School professor.
The publisher of the book, Winnie Aduaye, describes it as a must-read. The publisher vows that the marketing industry will experience a great chance as soon as the book hits the ground running.
You're watching CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take a short break. Stay with us.
Come June 21, it will be decision day for the people of Ekiti. 18 candidates are gunning for one seat.
I am the next governor of Ekiti.
But the people will have the final say.
I know that tolerance has a very big place.
Join extensive coverage of the election and get up to the many details as development unfolds.
I'm the voice of the Ekiti people.
With expert analysis from the best political team on television.
And that's honesty of island.
Join us all day June 21 to find out who emerges the next governor of Ekiti State.
We have agreed to move this state forward.
Keep a date with us on CoreTV News. You can also watch us live on our website on www.coretvnews.com, a 24-hour news station.
Good to have you. Stay tuned. This is CoreTV News on the hour. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has accused the Islamic Hamas movement of kidnapping 3 teenagers as a massive West Bank manhunt for the missing youths entered its 3rd day. As troops wrapped up the biggest arrest operation in years, detaining 80 Palestinians overnight, many of them Hamas members, Netanyahu pointed the finger of blame directly at the Islamist movement. The youngsters, one of them also holds a U.S. passport, are students at Jewish seminaries in the West Bank, believed to have been snatched from an area between Bethlehem and Hebron. They have been identified as Gilead Share, 16, from Talman settlement near Ramallah, Naftali Frankel, 16, from North Ayalon, and El Ifrach, 19, from Eld, both in central Israel. Their disappearance came 10 days after the establishment of a new Palestinian government of technocrats pieced together by Abbas Fatah movement and Hamas, following a unity agreement between rival leaders in the West Bank and Gaza. The reconciliation with Hamas, which is committed to Israel's destruction, has enraged Israel, with Netanyahu placing responsibility for the teen's safe return on the shoulders of Abbas and his Palestinian Authority. His accusation has, however, been derided by Hamas. And that ends our news for this hour. Thank you for watching. Join us again. I am Gift Ogete. Good evening. Enjoy the rest of our programs.